Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? This is Rich from Rich TV Live, and we have some breaking news for you today. Breaking news for you today here live on Rich TV Live. Hope you all had a great weekend, and we have some breaking news for you today. And yeah, been an interesting weekend. Lots of things happening, and the market's just been under a lot of selling pressure, right? Market's been under a lot of selling pressure. The stock market's been under selling pressure. The cryptocurrency market's been under selling pressure. And we've got some news for you today. So thank you guys for joining us. If you like the video, please smash the like button, comment down below, share the video everywhere, and subscribe. If you're learning how to trade, you can join us at richpigsdaily.com and you can learn how to trade stocks and cryptocurrencies. Obviously, it's been a tougher market recently. Markets coming back from all-time highs in both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. So there is incredible opportunities, in my opinion, in the market right now for those that understand how to find them. So let's talk about the news that is breaking news this morning. Breaking news this morning. All right, so the big news that I want to break to you today is from PharmaTher. PharmaTher announces FDA approval of ketamine. That's right. Finally, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for PharmaTher to get their FDA approval, and they've got it. Finally now getting the FDA approval of ketamine IND in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. This is breaking news. Big breaking news from PharmaTher breaking this morning. The symbol for PharmaTher is PHRM in Canada. The symbol for PharmaTher in America is PHRRF. That's the symbol for PharmaTher. If you guys like the video, please smash the like button, comment down below, share the video everywhere, and subscribe. Good morning, Steven. Good morning, Amjad. Hope you're all having a good morning. Hope you're ready for a big week. Obviously, the markets have been tougher recently, and this is where investors get paid. Everybody wants to buy stocks and buy cryptos when the market's high, but that's not the way to trade. You want to buy when they're down. But people get scared when they're down because they're down, so they don't want to dump any more money into the market. Well, when stocks are down, that's when we're buying. When stocks are down, we buy the dips, and when stocks are up, we're selling, we're taking our profits. So this is really where investors make their money in markets like this. So let's talk a little bit about PharmaTher Holdings Ltd. PharmaTher announces FDA approval of ketamine IND in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. This is big breaking news. I'm literally breaking this news to you first. So PharmaTher, a psychedelics biotech company. Now remember, psychedelics have been under a lot of selling pressure. Be aware of that, okay? It's not a super hot sector right now. When I do these videos, they're strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence, do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live, okay? And what I'd like to do is open the discussion to know what you guys think about this news. Do you think that this is a company that has potential? Do you think that long-term they've got a chance to be successful? Obviously, this is big news that they have announced FDA approval of ketamine IND in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. Do you know anyone that's suffering from Parkinson's disease? How much has that affected their life? And could this be a game changer? So PharmaTher is a psychedelics biotech company. Pleased to announce the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has approved the company's investigational new drug, IND, application to proceed with a phase 2 clinical trial to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and pharmacokinetics of ketamine in the treatment of levodopa-induced dyskinesia in patients with Parkinson's disease, LID-PD. PharmaTher expects to begin enrolling patients in the phase 2 clinical trial in Q3 2021. Assuming the phase 2 clinical trial is positive, the company will request a meeting with the FDA to discuss its plan and obtain an agreement to move into phase 3 clinical study under 505(b)(2) regulatory pathway next year. Big breaking news. What do you think of this news? And like I said to you guys about pharmaceuticals and about psychedelic stocks, they're early. We're early to the party, right? They're 2 years away from having revenue. But some of these companies that we've been talking about are going to absolutely explode, just like Mind Medicine did. Mind Medicine went up over 1,000% after we brought it to you first. And for the first 6 months, they didn't trade very well. They were stuck for 6 months and they didn't even move. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they exploded. So at the very least, what you want to do with these companies, put them on your watch list, put them on your radar, okay? Fabio Cianelli, who we've had on our show, Chief Executive Officer of PharmaTher, said the FDA's acceptance of our IND application for ketamine to treat Parkinson's disease is a significant milestone for us. The FDA IND is our first of many we will aim to obtain, and we're one of a few psychedelic-focused biotech companies that have an IND approved for the FDA for a recognized psychedelic drug. The IND paves the way for us to expeditiously evaluate ketamine and other psychedelics via the FDA regulatory pathway in various mental illness, neurological, and pain disorders. We are committed to building a rich product pipeline of novel uses, formulations, and delivery methods of psychedelics. And with our FDA IND in place, we now have the foundation in making PharmaTher a global leader in psychedelic-based therapeutics. And like I said, we're early to the party. This is just the beginning for PharmaTher, and this is just the beginning for psychedelics. Parkinson's disease is a debilitating disorder that affects over 1 million people in the US and more than 7 million people worldwide. There is currently no cure for Parkinson's disease, although some drug combinations are used to treat the disease symptoms. The global Parkinson's disease market is expected to grow from USD 5 billion in 2019 to USD 7.5 billion by the end of 2025. So that's huge growth potential, folks, and is estimated that the potential market opportunity for LID-PD to be over 3 billion USD in the US alone. Wow. This is a huge market opportunity, folks, and you guys are getting a chance to learn about it first. About phase 2 clinical trials. The clinical trial is titled a multi-center phase 2 randomized double-blind prospective active placebo-controlled trial of sub-anesthetic ketamine to treat levodopa-induced dyskinesia in subjects with Parkinson's disease. It is anticipated that up to 8 clinical sites in the U.S. will randomize a total of up to 36 subjects to the investigational product ketamine or active control midazolam. The primary endpoint of the study is the change in the Unified Dyskinesia Rating Scale, UDYSRS, total score from baseline to week 8. Secondary endpoints of the study include the change in total objective scores of the UDYSRS, total daily off times as assessed by subjects completed 24-hour diaries, and change in the UPDRS total and some scores of motor and dyskinesia from baseline to week 8. Because LID can markedly affect a Parkinson's patient's everyday activities, a reduction in LID could improve the patient's quality of life. It's a game changer. I mean, what these guys are doing is absolute game changing. And it's important that we're identifying undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed opportunities before anybody else in the world. And I'd love to know your opinion. The company has assembled a prolific scientific and clinical experienced team in Parkinson's disease, including Dr. Scott Sherman and Dr. Torsten Falk from the University of Arizona, Dr. Alberto Espay from the University of Cincinnati, and Dr. Robert Hauser from the University of South Florida. So what is the ketamine potential in Parkinson's disease? Ketamine is an FDA-approved N-methanol D-asparate NMDA receptor modulating drug that is widely used as an anesthetic agent, either alone or in combination with other anesthetic agents. The possible therapeutic effects of low-dose ketamine on LID was noted in a retrospective analysis of PD patients who received ketamine for pain relief. During this analysis, it was observed that the patients experienced an improvement in LID lasting several weeks beyond treatment. These results were corroborated in a test of low-dose ketamine in a rodent lid model, and this positive effect has been examined in a controlled study. Ketamine may also have additional benefits in the treatment of pain and depression, which are frequent in Parkinson's disease. About Parkinson's disease. So Parkinson's disease is terrible. And I've known people that have had it, and really it destroys their life. It affects their life. I'm not going to say it destroys their life, but it affects their life in so many ways. They almost have split personalities. It's terrible. There is currently no cure for Parkinson's disease, although the etiology of Parkinson's disease is not fully understood. It is thought to result from a loss of pigmented dopaminergic neurons in the substantia nigra and their striatal projections, leading to dopamine deficiency in the striatum. This ultimately affects the corticostriatal system that controls movement. As a progressive neurodegenerative disorder of the central nervous system that primarily affects the motor nerve system. Symptoms of Parkinson's disease may emerge slowly and include tremors, rigidity, bradykinesia, and postural instability. Also, patients may experience non-motor symptoms such as autonomic dysfunction, orthostatic hypertension, constipation, bladder dysfunction, psychiatric depression, cognitive and sensory symptoms, pain. I mean, there's a long list of really negative effects of Parkinson's disease. So what these guys are doing is making a world of difference. And we live in a world where we need more people doing something to make a difference. These non-motor symptoms become more common as the disease progresses. Treatments including levodopa and dopamine agonists, which restore the dopamine deficits in the brain, have been employed for almost 50 years. However, with continued treatment using levodopa, dose-limiting motor side effects often emerge. This includes the emergence of abnormal involuntary movements, termed levodopa-induced dyskinesias, which can be identified in about 50% of patients within 5 years after initiation of levodopa treatment, and in almost all patients within 10 years post-treatment initiation. These side effects often limit further dose increases in dopaminergic therapy. There can be no assurance that the FDA will support any potential request for an expedited path to approval or further development for ketamine in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. About PharmaTher Holdings. So the symbol for PharmaTher in Canada is PHRM, and the symbol in America is PHRRF. PharmaTher Holdings Ltd is a psychedelics biotech company focused on the research, development, and commercialization of ketamine and novel microneedle patches for the delivery of psychedelics to treat mental illness, neurological, and pain disorders. Love to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of this news? This is the big breaking news that I'm breaking to you this morning. Love to know what you guys think. Love to know what your guys' opinion is on the news. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to show you guys messages here. Good to have you all here. Happy morning, Phil. Hope you're ready for a big week. Obviously, the markets have been really, really difficult over the last few weeks. I'm not suggesting that it's been easy. The stock market is not for the faint of heart, and typically when the markets are down, that's the best time to buy. And when the markets are up, it's the best time to lock in profits. So I think right now more than ever, it's important to really know what you're investing in. Get to know every company. Watch the markets, watch the news, watch the overall markets, watch the trends of the stocks that you're investing in. And really make sure that you're investing in companies that you believe in long term. Because when the markets start to sell off or trade sideways or start having volatility, those are really the best times to buy. You want to buy when stocks are down. And right now, there's a lot of stocks, especially small caps, that are down. So there's a lot of opportunities disguised in aggressive selling. So that aggressive selling is going to be an incredible buying opportunity for the right investor. I'm not suggesting that you go and invest all your money in this stock, but I'd love to at least have the conversation and at least make you aware of the news. What do you guys think? Sam says, well, you always prepare us for this type of market. Never let your profit go away. So kind of ready. Good. Yeah, I mean, this is what we talk about, right? Buy the dips, sell the rips. We know that red is coming. Typically, red follows green, and we've been at all-time highs. So when you're at all-time highs in the markets, you have to assume that there's going to be a pullback. Same things happen in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies hit all-time highs. Cryptocurrencies are having a pullback too. So nothing new with investments coming back from all-time highs. In fact, if investments just kept going up forever and never came down, then I'd be concerned or I'd be worried. But when you see investments go up and then come down, that's a buying opportunity so they can go up again. Just remember how it feels when you're down right now so that when they do go up, you can lock in your gains. Because nothing goes up forever. Even Tesla has come back from their earlier gains of last year where they were one of the hottest stocks in the world. And so far this year, if you had bought Tesla in January, you're down. So if the biggest and the best companies are down in 2021, then you have to assume that smaller companies will also be down. And in my opinion, the reason why this is happening, yes, Skylight is uplisting to the NASDAQ. Absolutely. So that will be a catalyst for Skylight. And there's other companies that we're looking at that are also uplisting to the NASDAQ, like TAT, like Vicinity Motors Corp, like Hut. So there's a few other companies that we're watching. Mind Medicine just recently went to the NASDAQ. So there's quite a few companies that we're watching very carefully that will be uplisting. There's catalysts coming. And small cap season is typically between September and January. So between September and January, we fully expect to have another massive small cap run. But what's going to happen between now and then? So there's going to be opportunities to present ourselves in the best companies. I would say over the next 4 months, this is the best time to position ourselves in some of the best companies. Dividend stocks, small cap stocks, you name it, there's going to be opportunities disguised in blood in this market. And for those that can stomach it, that have what it takes to be able to stomach the red, this is the best time to buy. And when they go up again and they explode, remember what it feels like when the market's down and make sure you lock in your gains. Make sure you lock in your gains and you're building your vault, building your treasury, building your account. That's the most important thing. Don't fall in love with stocks because when stocks go down, they're not going to give you your money back, right? So there's no reason to fall in love with them, okay? And when you fall in love with them and you hold through the volatility, sometimes you stop loving them, right? And then what happens is people typically start to sell in the red. Well, that's not my strategy. My strategy is I'm going to be buying when things are down. I'm going to do the research, do the due diligence, look for growing companies, buy when the stocks are down. And then when they're up and everybody's talking about it, like when you hop in an Uber and your Uber's talking about your pick, and you hop in a cab and your cab's talking about your pick, and then you turn on the radio and they're talking about your pick, that's when you want to be locking in gains, right? You want to be locking in gains when everything's at the top, right? And focus on building your vault. Fall in love with building your vault. Don't fall in love with specific companies. That's my best advice for you guys. If you guys would like to learn how to trade, you can join our club at richpigsdaily.com. Love to have you. We're trading stocks and cryptocurrencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's been a wild ride. Lots of volatility in the markets. We've had a huge start to the year. Lots of gains were taken. And now people are taking those gains in both the stock market and the crypto space. So you need to be aware of the trend. Right now, the trend has been sideways or down. That's been the trend overall in the markets. And that is the same trend in cryptos as well. So love to know what you guys think about this news and this pick. PharmaTher, huge news. What do you guys think? Hope you guys have a great trading day. The markets are now opening. I'll let you guys go. What do you guys think about the big news from PharmaTher, which we broke to you guys first? Once again, PharmaTher announces FDA approval of Ketamine IND in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. Symbol for PharmaTher, PHRM in Canada and PHRRF in America. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you the winners, and we bring them to you first. Have a great day, everybody. It's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace.